Well, I didn't do this much reaction. I felt like it would be a very huge betrayal to the fans of Real Madrid and Man City and all the football lovers that are always on this channel. Real Madrid 3, Man City 3. That's the game of football that went ahead to happen down at the stadium of Santiago Bernabeu. Full time 3 Madrid, 3 Man City. Guys, yesterday the European football was really served, or the world was served with some good kind of football or football taste coming in through from Emirates, where Arsenal drew 2-2 with Bayern Munich and Man City drew 3-3 with Real Madrid. And I enjoyed both games. They're really an eye-orgasm, and I really loved what they went ahead to put up. So good morning, Eid Mubarak to all the Muslims all over the world and to everyone who's watching this channel. May Allah grace you abundantly with your fast that you went ahead to obviously have this entire holy month of Ramadan. And for the Christians, we thank God for the gift of life. May the living to God bless you abundantly. And here we come to bring you the match reaction. Now, this game of football started off in a very, very good way with Bernardo Silva showing his class, pulling out what we call a very, very, very good free kick in the second minute. Then there came in an own goal from Ruben Diaz in the 12th minute. Camavinga pulled the trigger outside the 18 box area, deflected off Ruben Diaz into the back of the net. Ortega, the goalkeeper of Man City, couldn't obviously track the flight of the ball because it was deflected by Ruben Diaz. Then 2 minutes later, Rodrigo went ahead to obviously do a very good goal. You know, it danced through 4 legs of 2 players of Man City, and even Ortega couldn't obviously find it. That means it was another deflection that resulted into that. Phil Foden in the 66th minute, meaning that the side of Real Madrid led the game for 52 minutes. They were ahead, and then Phil Foden had to pull out a stunner. Guys, this draw Phil Foden had to pull out is really great. If you remember the goal he scored against Man United, right? And the 2 goals he scored against, there is a side where he scored a hat-trick. Was it Aston Villa? Yeah, those 2 goals scored Aston Villa when he was outside the teenage box area. It was the same craft that he went ahead to do, and he really went ahead to put it in the top bottom corner. The difference from this goal of Real Madrid from the ones he scored against Man United and Aston Villa is that these ones went into the topmost corner. That is it, top left corner of the goal. The other ones were mid, right? In the mid goal, that's where they are, in the mid post. But this one went into the topmost corner, and Phil Foden is really good. And after that, Jesco Vardio pulled out a trigger, and it looks like Pep Guardiola knows how to really craft out moments in games like this, and he knows that when you're playing a Real Madrid, you don't need to obviously play and wait to get into the box and score that goal. That is it, because all the 3 goals they scored, they were not in the 18 box area of Real Madrid, meaning that they rarely got into that 18 box area because Real Madrid had a very compact defense that had, I think they had Chiomini and Rudiger playing the central defense, and Camavinga and Toni Kroos played in the double pivot. So that is Real Madrid for you. They went ahead and really put in a very huge shift on the night, and then Federico Valverde obviously went ahead to really score a stunner. If you remember that goal that Pavard scores, was it in the World Cup final of 2018 or the semi-finals? I think it was in the finals. That it was like a half volley, hit that ball very well into the back of the net to really close it down to 3-3. But it shows you exactly how hard it's really going to be for Real Madrid to obviously find themselves forcing out a result when they're playing at the Etihad. Because if Man City is going to manage to really do 3 there, when they come at the Etihad, it's really going to result into a hard game for the side of Real Madrid. And Real Madrid will obviously have to want its stars like Jude Bellingham to obviously not ghost in the game like he did at the Bernabeu. You know, he came into this game of football, he's their top scorer in the Champions League, he's their top scorer in the La Liga, and everyone thought that he could take center stage and obviously lift up Man City to the levels they expect him to be. But he was ghosting in the game. He was nowhere to be seen, and everyone was like, where is Jude Bellingham? Because Real Madrid just had all hopes in him. These other people like Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr. follow after him. He is the man that leads that. But on the other hand, you'll be excited if I told you, a Real Madrid fan, that when he never raised up to the occasion, players like Rodrigo, Valverde, and Camavinga raised up to the occasion and went ahead and obviously gave Man City that beating. So 3-3, and the away goals rule is no more in this game of football. So that means it's 0-0. If Man City goes ahead to really draw with Real Madrid at the Etihad, they go straight to extra time. If they fail to find a winner, they go into penalties. But if any team really wins in the 90 or in the 120 minutes, obviously that team will go through to the semi-finals. So that is it, and let me take you a little bit onto what this game was by numbers into this beautiful fixture. So Real Madrid had 14 shots, Man City had 12 shots, 5 shots on target by Real Madrid, 6 shots on target by Man City, 38% ball possession by Real Madrid, 62% ball possession by Man City. They had the lion's share of possession. 423 passes completed by Real Madrid, 690 passes completed by Man City, 86% passing accuracy, 91% passing accuracy, 11 fouls by Real Madrid and 9 fouls by Man City, 2 yellow cards to both sides, 0 red cards to both sides, 0 offsides, 4 corners to Real Madrid and 2 corners to Man City. So Man City had almost a lion's share of everything, and it tells you exactly how they went ahead, obviously coming to this game of football and really put in the very best of a form. But the manager Pep Guardiola had something to say after this game of football was done and dusted, and first and foremost he was asked about a 3-3 result, and this was his response. He said, 3-3, we take it. We have to win the game at Etihad to qualify for the for the Champions League semi-finals. And I know what he means, and he means it, that he wants to win this game of football, and he has all what it takes to win it. I tell you, he has all what it takes to win it, because when you look at Kyle Walker being away, Kyle Walker being away is really one of those biggest undoings for the side of Man City, because they don't commit a lot in the final third of the pitch, as they are really lacking in pace. But when he's available, they can commit a lot because he can track back onto Vinicius Jr., that ultra fast, lightning quick player, shirt number 7 of Real Madrid. He's really lightning quick, and you saw to it that he was involved in like 2 goals that Madrid went ahead to score. The second one and the third one, I think, can come out and really claim an assist, for those. So that is what Pep Guardiola has to say, that they need to qualify. And guess what? Kevin De Bruyne was not feeling okay, and it looks like they missed him a lot. He was on the bench and they missed him a lot. And you saw to it that over the weekend, you saw how lethal he was when it mattered most to obviously take the side of Man City to where it really required it to be when it came to winning ways. Remember, Crystal Palace had gone ahead to take a lead, and this man came out and obviously exercised his powers to level up the game, and later went ahead to obviously put in assists. So he's really a very good player, and if they happen to keep him fit, and I think the manager has to make a decision in the game they're going to play over the weekend, whether he brings him on or not, because he has to choose on what is the most important game for the side of Man City. That is the biggest question he has to go ahead and really do, because they are playing against Luton Town, and I think when you're playing against Luton Town at the Etihad, you can rest him and really get him ready for the game of Real Madrid, because Kevin De Bruyne is a man who really makes things happen. He makes things happen, and they'll need him into this beautiful fixture. So he says they take the 3-3, and all they need is a draw. And by the way, even last time, I think when they played at Bernardo, they did end 1-1, right? But they had already gone ahead to really do the damage at the Etihad Stadium by three goals plus in there for you. Then Pep Guardiola said, I think it has been a nice game. It's so difficult against Real Madrid because they defend really well, and the pace they have up front is unbelievable. So always you concede transitions against that team, it's impossible to control it, obviously. But I think Man City had the control, but Real Madrid just went ahead to obviously master the art of really transitioning the final third. Their transitions are really good, and they've gone ahead to be efficient when it comes to those attacks, and they utilize those spaces very well with these players that are really press resistant and really fast. You know, when you look at Vinicius Jr. for the third goal, the way he takes his composure and takes his time, you know, to find out Valverde, and Valverde coming in to hit that ball, it shows you exactly how they've gone ahead to master the art of really closing it down. But it was a nice game. It was a nice game. You can even repeat to watch it, and you will enjoy it to the fullest. I've gone ahead to really love it, and that's some good advert for European football, right? And I was really watching that game here. I was like, isn't this a final in a quarterfinal? Because it really looked fluent, and the fluidity was really great. And however much Man City had a lion's share of the possession, but you saw to it that Real Madrid had more shots at their goal, because for them, they defend and hit you on the break. Pep Guardiola on Josco Vadio, he said, we are lucky he's with us and could play. Otherwise, it would have been so difficult. We don't have players in the back. An incredible effort, not just the goal. He was amazing. He played really good. Lovely guy. So happy to have him. So, obviously, he had to obviously give him that. Why? Because they're really having injuries. Nathan Ake. They don't having Kyle Walker. You understand? So, without those two, you really feel that you are lacking players, and that's why that back four is the only back four they're really having, and that's why I anticipated that Rico Lewis will come into play when they're playing Luton Town over the weekend. That is it. So he went ahead to really put in a very good strike. That goal was really exquisite, and that shot was really good, and it meant a lot because it gave Man City a lead in a very perfect time, and I think it gave them so much to really fight for towards the end of the game. Because if it stays at 2-2, even if you're the manager like Pep Guardiola, you are unsettled because you're playing Real Madrid, and you wouldn't like Real Madrid to obviously take a win from you at their stadium, because they might come in and really make it hard for you at the Etihad. But they come to Etihad when they have to fight for a win. Every time you go ahead, they'll have to obviously come up and really try to fight to level up, you know, and really find a winner. But if they already have a win at Bernabeu, you go at them, you score against them like at Etihad. You know what they do? They'll just dilly-dally around and find means of obviously grinding out a goal. Then they go back and they really play deep in defense. That is it. So I think it gave us a very clear explanation. Then lastly, he was asked on the second leg. He said, we have our people sold out. We need all of them, all their energy during 95 minutes to try to beat the king of this competition. With our people in Manchester, we will go for it. The people will be there. That is it. For a team like Man City, that is going to be having a lion's share of everything in that game, you understand what it means when he talks about the people, the fans. You know, the fans are really going to be crucial. Real Madrid was broken down last season at Etihad. That is it. Last season, let me check. 2022/2023. I want to see the results. All right. Man City went ahead. It was supposed to be 2023. So on the 17th of May 2023, Man City beat Real Madrid by 4-0, and on the 9th of May the game had ended 1-1. You understand? So it shows you that they are really a good team. And Man City is really one of those that will ever come up and really put in a shift. So last season, they went ahead to beat them 4-0 at the stadium. And I don't think that Madrid will survive. I tell you this, Madrid is not going to survive at Etihad unless otherwise. But according to the forces that are going to be thrown at them, I don't see them surviving. But you would obviously go out and really give Madrid a very good shout out for really keeping out Erling Haaland, right? Because I've already told you that what makes Erling Haaland not stand out is that he can easily be gotten out of the game. That is it. Because his ball work is bad. He doesn't have some good ball work. That's the problem with him. He needs to improve his ball work if he's to really show up and not ghost in the game. But I tell you, I don't remember any one moment when Erling Haaland had to come up and really put in a shift. And when you look at Pep Guardiola, he made just one substitution. Julian Alves came in through for Phil Foden, but Luka Modric, Joselu, Brahim Diaz came in for Toni Kroos, Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. That's what went ahead to happen there, and they went ahead to really vote for Phil Foden as the man of the match, and I think he really deserved it because he went ahead to put in a very good shift. And when we go to Statement Dave, he has some things to obviously put out, and Opta Joe that I think are really very important for you to obviously notice into this encounter of Man City versus Real Madrid. But smash like button close to 200 times, and don't forget to subscribe so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We've been told that there are 6 goals scored between Real Madrid and Man City, despite the combined XG in the match being just 1.5, the biggest differential in any of the 114 games in the UEFA Champions League this season. Obviously, they went ahead to put in very many goals, and it is really important. Now, we are told that this is the only first time in the UEFA Champions League that both teams have scored 3 goals in the first leg of 2-leg knockout stage tie, with the previous instance also being between these two sides, Man City 4, Real Madrid 3 in 2021-2022. Remember, in that season, Madrid knocked out Real Madrid because the away goals rule was still so much into action and in operation, and when they went to the Santiago Bernabeu, Real Madrid beat Man City by 2-1. And remember, Man City had conceded 3 at home. That really led to that to obviously go that side. So that is it that we need to know about this beautiful game of football. And Bernardo Silva's goal for Man City after 108 seconds is the second earliest goal scored by a visiting side at Santiago Bernabeu in the UEFA Champions League, after only Mario Mandzukic for Juventus in April 2018 when he scored a blistering effort in just 77 seconds. So those are the stats that you needed to know about that game of football that went ahead to coming through, and the shift was really magnificent. When you look at the game by numbers, Vinicius Jr. had 87% passing accuracy, 6 dribbles, 4 chances created, 3 shots, 2 out of 2 tackles won, and 2 assists. That is the Vinicius Jr. for you. And we are told at his creativity today, 20 assists in UEFA Champions League. So in his entire game, he had to put out a very good goal. And Erling Haaland, shocking stats. Oh my God, I should even flash this on the screen such that you guys can have a look at it. I told you, he is really doing bad in such games, and that's why he ghosts a lot, and that's why I rarely rate him. 67% passing accuracy, 7 times possession lost. Have you heard? He lost possession 7 times because he's not a ball-playing striker. Then 1 shot on target, 0 out of 1 dribbles completed, 0 assists, 0 goals. He going missing in a big game like this. And trust me, if Madrid are to go anywhere, if Man City are to go anywhere, the manager needs to take, by the way, a very huge decision. That is it. He needs to take a very huge decision. And what decision are we talking about? We are talking about a decision of coming out to really drop this player and really play with Julian Alves. Because in that game, you bring in Julian Alves because of his mobility, skill set, and everything. Man City are so much of a threat in front of goal than when they're having Erling Haaland. I told you, they never had a goal in the 18-yard box area. All the goals they scored came in through from outside the 18-yard box area, meaning that the number 9 was really ghosting, and his runs off the ball were not really making sense. One will say he missed out on he missed out on to Kevin De Bruyne. But for Man City, they don't need the Kevin De Bruyne to obviously create chances. That is it, because they'll get that ball, knock it around, pass it around, and they'll obviously haunt you in every corner of the world. And Phil Foden's goal that he scored meant that he was going to hit to assist 31 goals. Like his goal contribution went to 31. Now he has 21 goals this season and 10 assists this season. One more than Jude Bellingham has been directly involved in 30. So this boy is really doing the needful, and trust me, he's really gonna put up a lot into this season. He still has more games to go. One in the Champions League, he has to play semi-final in the FA Cup. That is coming and next weekend, not this weekend, because they're after Luton Town. They'll go to Wembley to play against Chelsea. Then he has other 7 Premier League games left, and I tell you what, he's gonna really hit the magic number. He has the goals in the Champions League, and he's not really ghosting around. That he's Phil Foden. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below of Real Madrid 3, Man City 3 in the comment section below. Rokani David is my name. Good morning. Eid Mubarak to the Muslims, the Christians. We cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. I'm out.